And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. Always a busy day. And of course, a brand new week of shows coming up. We're going to go on the light load this week, too, with only a couple of shows. Still kind of recouping from CMA Fest 2024, which was last week there, June 6th to 9th in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. Of course, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast.com and also out there, too, as well, our friends at HighTideCountry.net and also to KKTC True Country 99.9. And pleased to be joined. I tell you what, he's one of the most patriotic singers out there, too, and his music reflects that in a very good way. Red, White, and Blue, the latest single, came out May 31st. Scotty Hasting to the program. Scotty, how you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful, man. How are you?
It's good. It's recovering from that, 70-plus interviews.
I understand. I was not here, but I heard it was hectic.
It was hectic, but in a good way. You know what you sign up for, too, when you get into something like this, no doubt. But you accept the challenge and you move on. Hey, it just came out there a couple of weeks ago at the end of May. Hard to believe we're halfway through June as of today. It's crazy where time's going, or over halfway, I guess. This single now, man, is really hitting the waves out there. Tell us all about it, Red, White, and Blue.
Yeah, Red, White, and Blue was a song. So as you and some of everyone knows, that I was just in Normandy for the 80th anniversary of D-Day. And Red, White, and Blue was a song that we got asked to play, and I immediately fell in love with it and what it represents, because I have seen some of the greatest people I've ever known come home under the flag. And I immediately wanted to do a version of it, my own version of it. And so we did, and we moved quickly and we got it out, and it was perfect. It was one of the main songs that I played while I was in Normandy for the 80th anniversary. And it's a beautiful song and very well written. And it just from a veteran and someone who has, had seen my friends coming home under a flag, it means so much to me. So it was one that we definitely had to be a part of.
Yeah, talk about that too, because, and again, thank you for your service and everybody out there, to all of our vets and everybody, man. I salute everybody, because I come from a military family too at the same time. But words like that, when you say red, white, and blue, and how patriotic that is too. And I want to tie a couple things in here with this. But one, just putting out your own rendition of this and making it your own sound and making it just a beautiful ballad of a song to really connect with people, because we're in a very critical time in this country. And I don't ever talk politics on this show, but hey, it is an election year. We can't avoid that. But at the same time too, we're kind of all in this dogfight at the same time. And it's like, you know what? We only get this one ride around the sun. And when it's all over, we come from the greatest country in the world. Talk about that in your arrangement. And also, too, it reminds me of just music that the late, great Toby Keith, would put out for his just great catalog of songs, and just how much Toby meant to you in his career.
Yeah. It's this song, we had to do it right. We had to do it where, it's naturally when I sang, my feelings come out. So we just kind of pushed record and went to town. This song for sure hits my heartstrings. So hopefully you can hear that in the song. And yeah, like I said, I wanted to represent anyone who has had to, watch their loved one come home under a flag, or has been presented a flag at a funeral. I wanted to do them right, and to have them understand that, we're all in this together and we all feel it. And of course, Toby Keith is Toby Keith, and his, Should Have Been a Cowboy was the first song I ever learned how to play. So Toby Keith has, really, he was incredibly patriotic. He was an incredible artist and just a person. And, I don't think I deserve to be in the same talks as Toby Keith, but I really appreciate the comparison, because he was an incredible person, an incredible American, and someone who truly supported the military in what they do and wanted to give back to the military as much as possible. And, but yeah, it was this song. I had to make sure that it was done correctly. And, luckily Doug Johnson, the producer of it, is one of the greatest in the world. So he heard some things, especially toward the end when we put in America the Beautiful into it. It was there were parts of it that were just magic. And this song came out.
It does too, because when you hit the chorus, man, you really understand what ride it's taking you on, and then when you actually sing those words, red, white, and blue, man, if they don't hit to your core, right into the heartstrings of everybody out there too, man. I'm like, it's just you know what it's like to be American, and that's the three most positive words we can say out there too. So your arrangement, man, was well done. Like I said, it's amazing when you get that producer. I wanted to ask you about that too, because a lot of people can put out, we're in the time right now where fair and festival season, and a lot of people are still going strong with singles and of course some EPs and kind of getting content out there every 3 to 4 weeks and putting out some new songs. Is that something you guys are looking to do kind of over the next 6 months or so?
Yeah. I mean, so we just put out my EP, I'm America, what, 3 to 4 weeks ago ish, somewhere around there. We just dropped Red, White, and Blue. So yeah, I mean, we're working on more music and some new stuff that's coming out. I can only say so much. There are people in this room that
Got you
in trouble. So, but yeah, there's only so much I can say. But just know we are looking at bringing as much music as possible. At the end of the day, we're in the music business, so we have to make music. And yeah, we're going to make music that truly resonates with me and is a part of me, and something that I hope everyone loves.
No, I love it too. That's what I'm saying. Not to get you in trouble, Allie. We're staying on topic here too. We ain't getting in trouble too. No scoops here on the show. And talk about one that was last year. I believe it was November, toward the end of last year. You guys, how do you choose? I love the arrangement with this one too, and I think a lot of fans really enjoyed this arrangement.
Yeah. This one was a song that came from a conversation that I had with my best friend's mom. My best friend, Adam Hamilton, was killed in Afghanistan when we were there. And, she came to a show, and while she was at a show, it was when I was playing on Broadway. I was playing like 4 hours that night, and she hung out for the whole show. And then we even talked a little bit afterwards. And it was, when I left that day, I had this overwhelming sense of like, how do you choose? How is it that I get shot 10 times and I'm still alive, but there's people who get hurt far less than I do and they're not alive anymore? Like how is that a decision? Who makes that decision? Why is that a decision? And I, laying in bed that night, I realized that idea, that thought, that how do you choose? Why am I here? Thought, it's something that I've dealt with since I was at Walter Reed and started hearing about my best friends being killed over there. I realized that that's not a new thought. It's not a new idea. So I sat down with my good friend, Jesse Wayne Taylor with Creative Vets, and we sat down and wrote that song. And it was the song that I never wanted to write. It was a song that was the hardest for me to ever write, but it was a song that I needed to write in that moment. Because at the time I was really dealing with, I was having a hard time dealing with with all of that, and with the survivor's guilt that comes with that. And every line in the verse is step by step. The first time I ever went to go see his gravestone for the first time. And then, the chorus, every line of the chorus is a conversation, an argument that I have with God every day about why the hell I'm still here. And there's so many great, amazing people that aren't. And that song has since become so much more than just a song. That song has truly started helping people. And I get at least one message a day talking, people who've listened to it and saying like, it gave me the ability to understand my son or my husband, or it gave me the words that I couldn't find. Like, thank you so much. It helped make me understand the way that I was feeling, stuff like that. And I mean, when a song becomes that, it becomes more than a song. And yeah, all I can do is, thank Creative Vets, Jesse Wayne Taylor, my best friend Adam Hamilton, for being in the room that night when we wrote that song, because that song has helped so many people, and it continues to. And that's more than I could ever ask for.
I tell you what, I love that, because music is therapy, no doubt. We talked a lot about that at CMA week out there too, man. Just release after release, and it's amazing how people can really resonate, because not every song has to be a hit song. And I tell people all the time, it's just something to make music. We're in the creative arts business that you guys do, and I love it too. And some more songs we're going to talk about today. I'm America EP across all the platforms too as well. I know you got a couple songs we're going to hear today, and I guess we should probably start with that title, right?
Yeah, we can definitely start with the title track, I'm America.
All right, we'll do that. Here on the show, we'll have you play that one for us, man, and we'll do another one off that EP too as well.
All right. Well, let's do it, Doug.
All right.
So this song So this song was written by Phil O'Donnell and Wade Kirby. And it's, have you ever had those moments where you listen to a song and you immediately are like, this song was written for me, like that was this song. I heard this song, it was played for me, and I immediately was like, I have to be a part of this song.
Mm-hmm.
Like every line of this song is the reason why I joined the military, and I have to be a part of it. And luckily, again, I have an amazing team here at Black River that supported that, and they were like, all right, well, let's give it a shot. And then we did, and it rocks. So yeah, this is I'm America.
Here we go.
I'm the river, I'm the rain, the lonesome whistle of a train. I'm the amber waves of grain. I'm the highway, I'm the farm, the fertile fields and boulevards, the hand that rests over your heart. Whoa, I'm the echo of a bell that's ringing. Whoa, I'm the freedom in the song we're singing. I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. A place to dream for all of us. I'm America. I'm the music to the dance, the open window to a chance, the place where courage takes a stance. And all the colors that you see, the lights from 30,000 feet. I'm the roar of victory. Whoa, I'm the echo of a bell that's ringing. Whoa, I'm the freedom in the song we're singing. I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. A place to dream for all of us. I'm America. I'm the fathers, I'm the sons, I'm the footprints in the mud, I'm a shelter washed in blood. Whoa, whoa, I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. A place to dream for all of us. I'm America. I'm America. I'm America. I'm America. I'm America.
Yes, sir. We are all America. I love that song. No doubt about it. Scotty Hasting here on the Backstage Pass again. Powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. And of course, we've got one more performance for you coming up here. And a little bit out there, KKTC True Country 99.9. And of course, out there too, hightidecountry.net, our syndicated affiliates. We'll take a time out more with Scotty here, talking more songs. And I know we're going to get to some football talk at the end too, because I know Scotty's a huge football fan. The camps are open, or the OTAs, and of course the drafts, post-draft and all that good stuff toward the end, and rapid fire too as well. You can tell because Scotty and I we big dudes. We love to watch football. Nothing wrong with that out there too. Coming back here on the show, it is the Backstage Pass. Quick timeout for our sponsors. Stay tuned. A lot more coming up.
The Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix, is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And, of course, catch the show tonight, KKTC, True Country, 99.9 between 6 and 7 o'clock Mountain Time. And, of course, back on the calls this week, too, as well, playing some more music in our radio calls in the morning, too. And, of course, HighTideCountry.net here. Again, thanks to our sponsors out there. Great week of CMA Fest week that it was there, June 6th to 9th. Looking forward to a bigger and better one next year, 52nd annual edition, coming up June 5th to the 8th of 2025. Again, red, white, and blue. From Scotty out there too, Scotty Hasting here back with us on the program. That single's available across all the streaming platforms. How good is it now that we're kind of, floodgates have been more than open? And for you guys, you mentioned Normandy and all these great tours that you're doing now too. Like I said, out there just to see the fans having fun again after, of course, the pandemic, and you guys up on stage doing what you love to do best and performing. How great is that?
Oh man, it's one of the most amazing feelings I've ever experienced. Like we talked about a little bit, music for me is therapy. It became therapy. It was a way for me to fight the PTSD, the depression, the anxiety. So like being able to connect with people the way that I have been able to has been so incredibly amazing. And yeah, being on stage is a hell of a good time. But there's just, my favorite part of all of it is when I come off stage and I'm able to interact with the people and talk to them and connect with them. And, that will always be my favorite part, no matter what, being able to just connect with, country music fans or fans of my music or people who are veterans or anyone who's struggling, just being able to talk to them, interact with them, kind of just try to make someone's day a little bit better. That is what is so incredible about being able to do what I get to do. And honestly, probably one of the best parts.
No doubt, man. Like I said, and hey, you always got to love it. When you get drinks on stage too, and you got a little shot of something out there too, whether it be water or whatever your favorite beverage is, man, you got to keep the vocals. Hey, what do you do when it comes to playing so many shows? If you guys are performing, say 100, 120, 130 days out of the year, what do you do to keep those vocals in tune?
Oh man, a lot of water. Water is your friend. It will always be your friend. Just making sure everything stays, the way it's supposed to be. Water for sure. I have this mist that I use called Vocal Mist. I use that as well. Tea for sure. Just try to stay away from stuff that will absolutely ruin your vocal cords, which is harder to do than you would think, actually. But yeah, man, a lot of water, a lot of rest as much as possible. Rest is something that seems to be depleting in my life. But yeah, just trying to take it easy as much as possible.
I don't blame you. Like I said, we all got to have a little R&R from time to time too. Let's talk about one that kind of was the breakout one there a couple of years ago. And I know we talked about this on the previous shows that you and I've done. Truck It back in 2021. I think one of my favorite ones, just to really put that rhyme to reason and really just enjoy a good old country song. Because if you don't have, like I said, a good drinking song, or it's not about, like I said, a dog getting run over or a truck or something or somebody getting drunk, Truck It's just one of those damn good songs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The funniest part about it was when I first started music, I was like, I don't want to, I'm not going to put out a drinking song. I'm not going to put out a truck song. Like everyone does that. And then the very first song that I ever put out is called Truck It. And I was like, dang it, man. Well, it is what it is. But no, it's a great song, man. It's a good time. It's fun to turn it up and just let it blare. And that's, those songs are songs that just that you can turn up and really just get lost into, man. Those are so important, So, it's a song that will forever be that, it'll forever be that song that some people just hear and they just turn it up and they just get lost in the moment. And that's one of the most beautiful parts about music, man, is that we have that ability to truly just get lost in a moment.
Let's talk about one off that EP, Stories That They Tell. I love the acoustic version of this one too. And I know it's one of your top songs. I love ideas and songs and kind of where they come from. Let's talk about this one.
Yeah. So Stories That They Tell is a song that came to me an idea that came to me while I was at Walter Reed. Before I even got into music, after I got shot, I was at Walter Reed And we had this common area, this like common room where all of us, soldiers and Marines and stuff, we would all hang out in this one place, and we would all just kind of tell stories. We would tell stories about what we have done, and our friends, and all this other stuff. And I noticed how therapeutic it became, and I noticed that we as veterans can talk about anything to other veterans. And I was like, man, it's so crazy to see like someone who's so quiet, but you get them in a room of veterans and you get them in a room of like-minded individuals, and then they kind of open up and become, you really see who they are. And so I noticed that, and I really started paying more and more attention to it, was, these stories that we're telling. Like, most people who hear like the soldiers tell stories, they call them war stories, but in all actuality, we're sharing memories, right? Because we're telling stories about the people that we lost, like the greatest people we've ever known that aren't here anymore. We tell these stories because for those brief moments in time when we're telling the stories, they're alive again. And, in our hearts and in our minds, and we're able to be in a moment where they're alive, and we're remembering, and, the memories are the most important part. And, so I noticed that, and I came here to Black River. It was the first song I ever wrote here at Black River. And, I met with Doug Johnson, who is one of the greatest songwriters of all time. And, I sat down with him and I told him that story, and he was like, that's the song we need to write. And so we did. We sat down. 35 minutes later, the stories that they tell was a song, and it was out. And it was another one of those songs that just flowed, like every once in a while you get in a room and whatever it is on your heart and in your mind, it just flows out and it becomes something beautiful. And that's what the stories that they tell became.
That's the best thing. Like I said, sometimes people say we get a little writer's block, but that's the beautiful part is, man, I was having conversations with a lot of people there during CMA week there, and it was like, a lot of things get focused on, or the artists get focused on in recording the song, but there's so many great songwriters, Scotty, in Nashville. It is flooded with talent, right? It's
incredible. It's absolutely incredible. I am definitely an artist that loves to listen to songwriters' music. So I have no problem recording other people's music, because there are definitely way more talented, way smarter songwriters than I will ever be in this town. And, there's people out here that just write incredible music, and I would, and plus, I mean, the songwriters are the backbone of Nashville, and so I try my hardest to make sure that it's such an art form. Songwriting is such an art form, and I want to do my best to do my part to make sure that form of art never goes away. So for me as an artist, I want to record other people's songs. I want to hear their songs. But yeah, I love it. I think it's incredible.
I remember that's one of the things back in the 90s and DJing and getting into country radio at the time. I was like, man, at the quote the King said, and he just had over 100,000 people play Kyle Field down there too as well. It set a record now for attendance for George Strait. He said, you know what, some of the best songs I recorded in my career, in fact, all of them, most of the 60 number one hits or whatever, somebody else wrote them. I wrote a couple.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's incredible songwriters here, like just people who just see things and hear things so much differently. And they're just, I mean, it's amazing. It truly
I love it, man. Good talent out there too. Well, again, that EP, it's across all the platforms for I'm America out there, across all the digital streaming platforms, or DSPs, as we call the lingo here in the music industry too, and on the media side of it too. I know you got one more for us. I believe it's Running, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
So this song was a song that I wrote with another veteran and good friend of mine, Shannon Book, and Doug Johnson. Again, I write a lot with Doug. I'm very blessed in the sense that I get to write with Doug, because he has written songs that will live forever. But this song was just kind of a song that we were in the mood and just wrote it, and then it has since become more. So this song is, so with my injury, with getting shot, I have nerve damage in my hand. I have about this much mobility. These three fingers just kind of stay like that. Like this is me straightening my fingers. I have no feeling whatsoever in my hand because of getting shot in the brachial plexus. So I have no feeling whatsoever. I have this much movement, and finger picking a song was something I never thought I'd be able to do. And this song represents so much more to me because this is the first song that I ever learned how to finger pick. It's funny. As soon as I realized that I could do it, I called Doug Johnson and I was like, "Hey man, like, listen to this." Like, I FaceTime and I was like, "Listen to this. Look what I'm doing." And he was like, "Man," he tells the story so funny. He was like, "Man, you would have thought Scotty cured cancer." And, in a way I did, like in that moment, I was doing something that I thought was just so impossible and unimaginable. And I was over the moon, and I play it still today because this song represents a victory that I never thought I would have. But yeah, it's called Running, and it's fun. Yeah.
Love it.
Girl, I've been a selfish fool, drowning myself in 90 proof. But honestly, I swear it's true. I'm learning. Now I've come to understand. I was holding matches in my hand every time another bridge was burned. Now I'm running, angel, I'm running. Oh, I'm running home to you. A woman with a lesser faith would have had all that she can take. Yeah, your patience sure is something. What kind of love is that? You give more than you get back. God knows I don't deserve it. So I'm running, angel, I'm running. Oh, I'm running home to you. Baby, leave the porch light on. It won't be that long. I'll be home before the morning. Where I take off my boots is where I'm gonna plant my roots. I won't be a rambling man no more. 'Cause I'm running, angel, I'm running. Oh, I'm running home to you. Yeah, I'm running, angel, I'm running. Oh, I'm running home to you. Now I'm running, angel, I'm running. Oh, I'm running home to you.
Yeah, boy, that's when you know you love music, when you're humming it while Scotty's singing too. There's great music out there too. Love it. We're doing it all last week. CMA week. I'm America across the all the digital streaming platforms. The debut EP from Scotty out there. Make sure you guys check it out across all those digital streaming platforms. And of course, thanks to our affiliates, hightidecountry.net, and of course, KKTC True Country 99.9. In fact, this week we got to play a song. We missed our call last week. Had a little power outage on the air, but hey, you know what? This Friday we'll do another one and we'll play some music. We'll try to play Red, White, and Blue this Friday on the radio call-in out there at New Mexico and up into Colorado, one of our affiliates out there too as well. And of course, more good news to come. Speaking of affiliates, we're adding them as we speak. So stay tuned for those announcements over the next few weeks there too. Quick timeout. We're going to come back, talk a little sports. I got to put it in there too. It's just part of what we do here on the program too. Scotty Hasting on the backstage pass here too. Again, presented by our friends over at the CadenGordonShow.com. Today's best country mix and a whole lot more coming up. Stay tuned. KKTC True Country 99.9 and our friends at HighTideCountry.net. Stay tuned.
The Caden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thecadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thecadengordonshow.com.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here with Scotty Hasting on the program. Check out the music across all those digital streaming platforms and the WEP I'm America across all the streaming platforms out there wherever you get your music. And, of course, you guys can check out those new music released last Friday. And I missed it, too. Scotty, were you a Tracy Lawrence fan growing up?
Absolutely.
Who was
Absolutely, man. I mean,
he's still
honestly,
doing it.
Man,
Yeah.
he had some great music, man. Back in the 90s, woo.
That was it. He's got a new one out called Out Here In It, and I just missed it last week, too. It was an EP that he put out there, too, last Friday.
Oh,
7th.
man, I'm going to check that out.
Came
See,
back.
I went to Normandy, and it was like I was in a whole different world. Like everything, I came back, and I'm still playing catch up. So
I'm like the same there, too. He's got one. It's actually a beautiful ballad called Gulf of Mexico, which may be being down here, too, from Texas down here on the coast. And, of course, Honky Tonk Up is one of the songs off of there, too. So check it out across the DSPs. While you're checking out Scotty's music, go check out our good buddy Tracy Lawrence, who we've had here on the program. Very honored to always talk to him about some of the great music. All right, for me and you, we've got to talk a little football. I'm getting excited. I know the wrong hat on, wearing the music hat, but my Cardinal hat's sitting behind me, too, for the Arizona Cardinals. But I will say that between that and, people, it's hard for me to lean back to the Houston Texans. But, hey, it was 11-win season there, too. Arizona, I'm not sure. NFL-wise, look, training camp starting here. July's coming up. Is it Titans for you? What team's going to do it for you this year?
I've always been a Colts fan. Okay. I do have to represent for my Titans every once in a while, just because I'm here. But also, I'm originally from Cincinnati, so a little bit of me, just a little bit of me, has to root for Joey B and the Bengals out there. So
I don't blame you. It's
yeah, I mean, Joey B.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's time for him to feel better and really just become what we need him to be.
I loved him in college, but I want Anthony Richardson to actually play a full season and just be healthy for the Colts. Because last year, Houston got that Division II, but Jacksonville's going to stay competitive with ETN and Trevor Lawrence. And, of course, I love Doug Peterson as a head coach. But I think now with Shane Steichen, who took over, was a former coordinator with the Philadelphia Eagles now, too, and bringing the offensive scheme and kind of what Anthony started to do before the season-ending injury, I believe it was to his knee, if I recall correctly. But at the same time, getting him back in under center, to me, the quarterback's where it starts and ends, right?
Oh, absolutely. This is going to be – yes, I think so. I played quarterback in high school, so naturally I'm also a little bit that's just yes. Defense is so incredibly important, especially nowadays. I feel like in the game now, defense is so much more important because everyone's getting faster. Quarterbacks are so incredibly great at what they do now. So it's defenses. I feel like a good defense is so much more important than it ever has been. But yeah, the quarterback leads the team.
It does, no doubt. I was playing catch up on the men's College World Series last night too, and my Aggies, the first time ever in program history, they actually 2-0. Tennessee's right there. I was actually a couple hours. I wanted to get the vibe, because everybody was wearing the burnt orange last week, and of course the T on the hat too. So the Vols, it could be Tennessee A&M for the best 2 out of 3, right, for the men's College World Series.
Maybe. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to keep up with that much. My college team is the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Always will be. But
Hokum, there you go.
But yeah, But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I just haven't been able to keep up with college baseball lately.
Well, I'll tell you, man.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee. I mean, a championship for Tennessee would be pretty sweet.
No doubt, too. I want to go to Omaha one day because my dad always said, he's like, just to get out there, it used to be Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium. Now it's whatever, TD Ameritrade, whatever the sponsors are, because somebody's sponsoring a stadium as of now these days, no doubt. But I love the fact that they got a brand new facility out there, too, and it's just a great place to watch college baseball, and that being Omaha, Nebraska. That's on my bucket list to get up there and just experience that vibe,
Absolutely. You know what I've really gotten into lately, which is hilarious? Women's softball, man.
Yeah,
women's college softball. I don't know why, but I'm about it. Like it's just so much more fast paced. Like it's so interesting to me. But yeah,
it is. It is.
Big women's college football.
Those ladies play hard, no doubt. And Oklahoma, the first 4-peat ever. That was crazy. How that I was rooting for. Now my wife would probably kill me because we're Aggies in this household. But the UT Horns are playing for the championship there too as well, trying to unseat Oklahoma. And unfortunately, that did not happen. Hey, I want to ask you this before we let you go. You got a heart out here in a little bit, but appreciate you being here with you. Always going to have you back when new music comes out. Give me a dream collaboration, somebody that you know right now that has kind of your similar sound, or somebody you're working with, male or female, or both, or one of each, that you would say, you know what, this would be a fantastic duet with, or to step on stage with.
I would love to. Oh God, there's so many. There's so many amazing artists right now. Of course, a dream collab for me would be Garth Brooks. He is the reason I fell in love with music, not just country music, but music as a whole. Luke Combs would be incredible. I love the music he puts out. I love what it means. His music says something, and it means something, and it's so important in this world that we're living in. But yeah, of course, Lee Brice. I think Lee's another one. I've been listening to Lee forever, and I love his music and what it means, and I love Lee as a person. So that would be those would be my 3 dream collabs if I got the opportunity.
3 of the best out there that know what they're doing and been doing it for a long, long time. No doubt about that. Again, the EP's out there. I'm America across all the streaming platforms, and the Red, White, and Blue is the single out there. It came out May 31st. Brother, appreciate you always coming here on the show, giving us some time, talking about the music. I look forward to doing it again. And like I said, God bless. Enjoy the rest of June because the summer's going to fly by quickly. And I know you guys have a lot more music to put out, a lot more projects to work on. And we're proud to announce it every time you do it. And appreciate you always being here on the show.
Thank you, man. It's absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Check him out, Scotty Hasting Music, across all the digital platforms out there. If you've not already, add it to your playlist. We're back Thursday of this week. Check out another brand new show from the Backstage Pass, kind of like a light load for the week because of CMA Fest still running a lot of that content on all the stations out there. HighTideCountry.net and their friends at KKTC. True Country 99.9. We're back in a flash coming up on Thursday. I think it's Emily Earl coming by, another great breakout artist here on the Backstage Pass. And, of course, more great announcements coming up here over the next few weeks. God bless. Take care.